Good morning, everybody. And so, yes, somebody's not muted. Randy. Okay, there's Joe. Okay. All right. Joe, good morning. I'm going to just put you on mute. And you have the playlist. Okay. Good. Everybody take a big breath in through your nose. And let it out through your mouth. For what it's worth. All right. Come into a quiet, peaceful seat. So in this seat, if you need to adjust yourself, rock a little side to side, perhaps forward and back. Place your hands on top of your knees if you want to conserve some energy, and open your palms up if you are feeling receptive of some energy. And then close your eyes and gaze softly to the tip of your nose. And notice how the breath moves in your body. Notice if your chest rises and falls. Good morning, Karen. We're already on mute. And just notice if not only the chest rises and falls, do the shoulders rise and fall. So, there you go. So let's try to relax the shoulders down and allow the chest and the abdomen to expand. And just come softly into your Ujjayi breath if you're ready for that. Breathing in through the nose, out through the nose, closing off the back of the throat with a slight guttural sound at the back of the throat. And consciously just press your shoulders down. Consciously pull your collarbones forward. Consciously raise the crown of the head to the sky. And consciously ground your hips to the earth or whatever you might sit on right now. On the next inhaling breath, wherever you are, just stretch the arms up overhead. You can still keep your eyes closed. Interlace your fingers, turn the palms inside out. Drop the shoulders down and just open up the front of the collarbones a little bit more. So some of us have very tight shoulders. Our arms might not even get anywhere near our ears. That's okay. You can also undo the finger crossing if you need to. Inhale, reach right up to the sky and ground your sitting bones down. Draw the ribs down in towards the hips, the belly towards the spine. And then let's just do a cat-cow here. Bring the arms forward, roll away from your sitting bones, pull the belly in, scoop out that belly like a giant letter C. Inhale, come all the way back up, roll in front of your sitting bones. Exhale, chin to chest, round and curl, pull the belly in, scoop it out like you got punched in the stomach. Inhale, reach all the way up. Bring your collarbones forward and lean up and over to the right side. Good, stay grounded in your left sitting bones. Inhale to center. Exhale up and over to the other side. Notice where you're laying the weight, right? Are you putting a lot of weight into that left hip so the right hip comes back up? Come back to center. Let's do it one more time to the right. So ground your left hip into the floor. Stay even in your weight distribution through your pelvis. Back to center. Do the other side one more time. Come back to center. Open up the arms, let them spread out, and then bring the hands behind you, fingers in any direction. Just lift your heart a little bit. And then exhale, drop the chin to the chest, and rest your hands down and press your shoulders down. One more breath, lift your chest up, lean back, shake out the cross of your legs. If you're in lotus, undo yourself, and switch the other leg in front. Just again, go back through those sitting bones and rock forward, back, side to side, and place your hands back onto your knees one more time. Let's do some circles, Lori's favorite. Take it forward and around to the right and back. And again, stay grounded through your sitting bones. So we want to have that earth connection. Press and pull. And then go in the other direction. And just allow your head to follow with it if it feels good to you. And then come back to center. Inhaling, lengthen your spine, pull your chest through. Inhale the arms overhead. This time interlace them like a steeple. Release the thumb and forefinger, so a little bit more challenge for some. So if your arms are bent and you're up here, bring your arms out a little bit more in front of you and then lift from your heart. Let's lean to the right side again. Find the grounding in the left sitting bone. This time we're going to take it in a circle, bringing the arms forward and around. Come back up to center. Inhale, rounding through the sides. Lengthen to the left side. Good. Reach out and around. Find a little bit of core activation starting. And let's do one more in each direction. So reach around, right, over to left, come back up, inhale, and to the other side. When you come back to center, bring the arms all the way up as far as you can. Exhale, once again, the hands behind your back, lift your chest up. Stretch your collarbones forward, open up the shoulders, depending on which way your fingers are pointing. And then release, bring your hands back to your knees and scoop your belly out underneath you. Roll back through, and you can either flip over your legs or swing your legs around to the side and come onto your tabletop, double up your mat if you need to. Stretch out your knees. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips, tuck your toes, arch your back. And as you exhale, release your toes, press the top of the foot and shin down, head down, pull the belly up. Inhale, tuck the toes, forward the collarbones. Exhale, round the curl. Tuck the tailbone underneath you. One more time. Inhale, arch your back. Exhale, come to a neutral position. And then walk your hands out forward, pull your hips up, and drop your chest down. It's okay. Breathe. Breathe in, breathe out. So keep your hips up in the air so you're getting a little stretch in front of the chest and shoulders. Walk your hands back in underneath your shoulders, arch your back, tuck your toes, and find your first downward facing dog. And let's make it soft. So by soft, I mean let the knees bend, let your head hang down. Press through the heel of the hand, right heel presses, left knee bends. And then do the other leg, bend the right knee, and you can shift your hips up a little bit more now. And then bend the left knee, right heel presses down. And one more time. And then come back to center, rise up onto your tippy toes and lift your knees up nice and strong. Bring your chest towards your thighs, and then see if you can lower the heels to the floor. And you don't have to, like they don't have to touch the floor, it's the action is towards the floor. Rise up onto your tippy toes, pull your knees in. Walk your heels over to the right side, keep your chest centered. Bring your arms by your ears, let your head go. Inhale on your toes, move over to the left side. So your weight is even through the torso while we shift our hips to the left. Rise back up, inhale. As you exhale, press your heels down and walk your hands about halfway back, just halfway back. So your hands and feet should be on the floor. And if they're not, maybe walk it back a little bit more, or walk it forward a little bit more until you feel that you're evenly distributing. Good, looking good. The weight is in both the hands and the feet this morning. Good, let's take our right hand to our left ankle and pull yourself underneath that left arm. Knees can be as bent as you'd like or need. One more breath. Release the right hand and switch to the left hand. Pull yourself evenly through. Under that right arm. And feel the other arm pressing down, or that arm pressing down. One more breath. Come back to center or place the palms down. Walk the hands back to your feet. Climb to your fingertips, shins, or blocks. And then melt and fold over your legs. See if you want to straighten your legs. Your legs can be very wide or very close. See what you're ready for now. And then roll up through your spine like a ragdoll. Roll the shoulders back and around. Big shrugs up and around. Now let's walk our feet a little bit closer together, touching maybe. Bring the arms overhead, inhale. Lift your heart up. Exhale, bend your knees and swan dive down. Lengthen your spine, inhale. Exhale, fold and let it go. Separate your feet hips width apart. Lengthen your spine on the inhale. Take your peace finger grip around your big toes. Wrap your thumbs in between forward. Bring your collarbones to the front of your mat. And then exhale the elbows out to the side and as straight as your legs want to go. Bend your knees if your hamstrings are feeling it. Good. Inhale, lengthen. Release your hands, walk your hands forward. And find your downward facing dog. So make whatever adjustments you need to make here. Move your hands, move your feet. You should look like an upside down letter V. Rise up onto your toes, measure out the high plank. So your shoulders should be over your wrists. If this is too much, you go to your knees, pull the belly in, put a slight rounding in that upper back, and then push your hips all the way back up. Chest towards your thighs, let your head go. High up on your tippy toes, pull the knees up. Shift forward, high plank. Good. Downward facing dog. Good. Soften your knees and walk your feet to the top of the mat. Halfway lift with your fingers on you're in the right place. And hands on the shins or the fingers on the floor or on a block. Exhale, let it go, hang your head. And just shake out your neck, yes and no, just release any tension. Roll up slowly through your spine, come up, stacking your vertebrae. Tuck your tailbone under, heel toe your feet. Roll your shoulders back and around again. And then bring the hands to your heart center as you exhale. Inhale, bring your arms down, up and overhead. Exhale, fold through your center, hang your head, hands to floor, shins or blocks. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Bend your knees, plant your feet, and step to your high plank. Lower to your knees if you'd like, or come halfway down chaturanga. You know you can add on to this with more push-ups or no push-ups if you need to take away. Downward dog is where we meet at the back of our mat. Take a couple of breaths here just to settle into it, start to get the body a little bit warmer. Rise up on your toes, bend your knees, make your way to the top of your mat. Halfway lift when you get there. Empty the breath as you exhale. And rise to stand your way. All the way up, bring the hands to prayer. Exhale, bring the arms by your side. Surya Namaskara A. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold through center, hands to floor, shins or blocks. Halfway lift, inhale, walk, step or jump to the back of your mat. However you get there, you own it. Roll through upward dog or low cobra on your belly. Downward dog is where we meet. And take a few breaths here. Settle in. Breathe in and breathe out. Feel the energy in the arms and the legs and the torso. Rise up onto your toes, bend your knees, make your way to the top of your mat. Halfway lift. Exhale, let it go. Rise to standing, bring the arms with you, arms overhead. Hands to prayer, hands by your side. One more time. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, fold. This is our way of warming our bodies up. Halfway lift, inhale. Step, walk, hop, fly, jump to the back of your mat. Take as many push-ups as you want, which could be 0. Downward dog is where we all meet, back of the mat. Chest towards the thighs, head hangs down. Breathe in, breathe out. So bring your feet about hips width apart if they're not. Take your right leg off the floor and keep the hip parallel to the floor. Or the leg parallel to the floor. You don't want to open up the hip just yet. Think about pressing the left heel down to the floor and the right heel all the way to the room behind you or the wall behind you. Put some energy in the leg that's still standing as well. Good. Now stay in dog and just bring your knee to your chest, round and curl. So stay in your dog. Don't go to plank just yet. That's it. Your hips are up, your knee to your chest. Go back to your right leg behind you. Parallel to the floor. Right knee to chest, take it to your plank this time. Now you can go to your plank. I don't know why you'd want to rush that. And now kick your right leg in the air, three-legged. Here you might have to open up the hip a little bit more to get that leg straight. And then rise up onto your left toes. Bend your left knee. Do you get a little bit more height out of that right leg? Look forward and bring that right leg all the way through. Feel free to go to your knees, put your hands on blocks. Soften the back knee for a moment. Let it come just hovering off the floor. So your hips get nice and low. And then just pull the heel back without the hips lifting. Breathe in, breathe out. Come to your fingertips or blocks. Bring your collarbones forward. Keep your left arm down and sweep your right arm back and around as we go into the twist. Pull that right hip towards midline. Draw your collarbones, your left collarbones towards the right. Spread your fingers, bring the arm up to the sky and ground through your hip. As you take the exhale, right hand comes down. Right leg's going to straighten. We're in a wide stance, so bend your knee if you need to. Big toe to the floor, lengthen your spine. Exhale. Exhale, fold over your right shin, and maybe you can pull your left heel back to the floor and pull that right hip back to the left so you're a little bit more even in your pelvis. One more breath. Inhale, rebend your front knee. Step back to that high plank, breathe in. Take a vinyasa or skip and make your way to downward dog or low child's pose, hips up in the air. Feet are about hips width apart. Take your left leg off the floor, keep the hip parallel, or the leg parallel to the floor. Pull that left heel back, pull that right heel down. And then in dog, bring your knee to your chest, rounded curl, so you're not coming forward just yet. And then kick that left leg back. Good, pull it back like you're being pulled with that left leg. Now, rounded curl, bring the knee to the chest, pull it all the way in. And then kick it back in the air, three-legged dog. Rise high up onto your right toes, lift your left leg as high as you'd like to go with it, chest to our sides. And as you exhale, we're going to bring that left leg through. However you get it there, doesn't matter. And then square your hips, come to your fingertips or a block. Pull your shoulders back, bring your collarbone forward, and pull that left hip towards the midline. Bend the right knee a little bit to the floor for a moment so your hips will drop a little lower. And then just straighten the leg without lifting the hips. And feel that fired up glute. Right hand's going to stay, left hand sweeps back and around as we twist to the left side. Feel the hugging of that left hip towards the midline. Bring your collarbones towards the left and bring your crown of your head forward. Keep hugging that left hip in, one more breath. As you exhale, left hand comes down. Now straighten right where you are, left leg is straight. Pull your hips back. You can have your toes up or down depending on what you need today, all right? So today's yogi's choice. Lengthen your spine and fold over that exhale on that left shin. Keep noticing the levelness of your hips. One more breath. Good. Inhale, rebend. Listen carefully. Let's step right foot to left foot, top of the mat. Halfway lift. You can do a standing split, anything you want, or jump hops. Exhale, fold. Lengthen your spine again. Let's rewrap our fingers around our big toe. Panadustasana, right? Oh my goodness. Thumbs underneath your toes, thumbs underneath your fingers, and pull your heart forward. Exhale, elbows out to the side, head to the shins. Try to release the tension from your neck. Bend your knees as much as your hamstrings need you to. Lengthen your spine, inhale, pull your toes, and then release at the same time, hands to prayer, rise up to standing. Good, heel toe your feet to touch and bring your arms by your side. Bring the arms all the way up overhead, inhale. Bring the hands to prayer and sit your hips back into a chair. Weight back in your heels, look down and make sure you can see your toes. And make sure your belly is not resting with weight onto your thighs, right? So you want to sit back and have your torso slightly elevated so that we can go into a twist. So lengthen before twisting. Left elbow outside, right knee. Look down at your toes, thumbs to your heart, and maybe your gaze will go over your right arm. Maybe your gaze is still down to the floor. Just check that left knee sneaking forward on you. Beautiful, guys. Inhale and exhale. Good. Can you sit a little lower and get a little bit more length in the spine? One more breath. Look down at your toes. If you need to put your hands on the floor or even knees on the floor, you'll do so. Step your left foot to the back of the mat. You're in your twist with your hands in prayer, and you're going to look over your right side. So the right thigh is parallel to the floor. The left leg is strong and straight. If you need to modify, you bring your left hand back on the inside of that leg like we just did. One more breath. Good, now keep the hands in prayer. Bring it through center, right arm inside right thigh, excuse me. I'm having a fifth chakra day. Blockage all the way. All right, hip pulls in. Now maybe your arms extend, right arm down, left arm up, and maybe you're on a block. Turn your left toes on the side and then draw that right hip back into midline. Good, so you're in a side angle variation. Big breath, hug that hip in. As you exhale, let the left hand come on the inside of the right foot. Walk your hands forward. So you can still be in your warrior pose with your left foot turning in, or if you need to, you flip that foot around. Try to drag. Really having a hard time today, guys, so sorry. I'm totally blocked in my fifth chakra. Okay. Pull the right hip back towards midline. Now from here, if you haven't already, spin your left leg on its side. Walk your hands forward a little bit more. And then step your right hand back, your left hand back, and straighten that front leg again. Fold over your right leg. Hips level, right hip back, left hip forward. Your choice if you want to lift the toes of the right foot off the floor. One more breath. Now listen carefully. Rise up halfway. Take the left hand on the outside now of the right leg. Move your hands towards as close to the middle of that right side as you can. Here you're going to want to rock a little bit on your pinky toe. Let's try now to keep the big toe down. And just kind of scissor squeeze your legs together. One more breath. Good. Inhale, walk back to the front. Bend your right knee. Step to a high plank and you flow your way. You can skip it. You can add to it. Whatever you need. Whatever, Randy. Breathe. Right leg back up high in the sky. Point your toes. Look forward. Bring it all the way through. Rise up to your fingertips. Rise up to crescent lunge. Arms all the way up. Drop your back hip low. Square your hips off. Breathe. Inhale. Hands to your heart center as you exhale. Lean forward like you're going to go into Warrior 3, but we're not. Twist to the right side. Left arm outside right thigh. Look down at your right foot and step your left foot to leave it. Woo! Help it out if you need to. Option here, stay or play. Drop your hands to the floor. Maybe come into a side crow variation. If you're not up for that, that's okay. Don't worry about it. You don't have to be. Breathe in and breathe out. If you're balancing, come out of the balance. Come back into your chair twist. And then come to the center and fold over your legs, separate your feet, and hang your head. Grab opposite elbows. Sway a little side to side. Stay there, but switch the cross of the arms. And then let the arms ragdoll as you roll up through your spine. Heel toe your feet together, bring your arms overhead, inhale. Bring the hands to your prayer as you bend your knees and sit into chair. Check out the alignment, so make sure you can see your toes, your weight is back in your heels, your belly is lifted off of your thighs, inhale. And as you exhale, twist on the outside of the left leg. Bend both knees, drop your seat. So the lower you sit, the more you can sit down low, you can level out your hips a little bit more. Inhale and exhale. Good. If you exalt here, great, stay there, or just keep your prayer. And then look down at your toes, step your right leg back, you're in the twist. Breathe. So rather than collapsing your belly onto your thighs, see if you can press your arm outside so that you have a length in your spine. And that right leg is as strong as anything else. So pull it up, breathe in, and breathe out. Good, now let's take our left hand on the inside of the left knee, spin the right foot on its side, tuck your tailbone under. Feel free to exalt your arms. Anything you feel like doing here is up to you, but hold the posture. Don't hold the breath, hold the pose. Release the breath if it becomes too much. Release the pose if it becomes too much. Now, bring your hands onto the floor on the inside of the left foot. Walk your hands out to the right corner of your mat. And notice that that left hip wants to veer off to the left. So hug into your tricep and hug it inward. Big toe, little toe, pinky toe on the floor. One more breath here. This may be uncomfortable. Just breathe through it, guys. You can get through this. We've gotten through far worse. Now spin your right toes on the side into the front. Walk your hands forward a little bit more. Hug that hip in. Pull that right knee strong. And then exhale, left hand on the outside, right hand on the inside. Lengthen your spine. Straighten your front leg as you exhale. You may have to hop it in. You may have to put your hands on blocks. You may have to keep your knee bent. Accommodate your body. Breathe in and empty out as you fold over your left shin. Good. Rise up onto the fingertips with an inhale. Let's move it over to the left side of our left leg, the outside of our left leg, and hit, scissor squeeze your legs together. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sure this has never happened to anybody else. All right, hug everything towards midline. Let your body surrender. One more breath. Good. Inhale, come on back. Rebend front knee, step to your high plank. Flow through a vinyasa, skip it, add to it. You do you. Hips up in the air. Breathe in, breathe out. Left leg high in the sky, bend your right knee. Look between your hands and step that left leg through. Rise to your fingertips, and then bring it up to crescent pose, crescent lunge. Arms up, breathe in. Drop your hips down a little bit lower, but keep that right leg energized. And then bring prayer to the heart. Lean forward like you're going to take off and fly, but we're going to go back into that twist, look down at your left toes. Hug that left hip in, and now step your right foot to your left, the top of the mat, bend your knees, and either stay here, or maybe you want to take that side crow, bringing your hands down outside of your left hip. Some of you will not have to use that left tricep at all. I'm still working on that 40 years later. So you've got your knees together on your triceps, and if you're not floating, or if you are, come on down. If you're not, roll back into that twist, and then come back to center and fold. Separate your legs. Once again, grab opposite elbows and sway. Soften your belly, soften your knees, soften your neck. Switch the cross of the arms. And release the arms to the floor. Chin to chest, roll slowly. Roll it around, heel toe your feet together, bring your hands together in prayer. Exhale your arms by your side, drop your shoulders. Inhale, bring the arms overhead. Exhale, fold to center. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, walk, step, float, hop, fly through vinyasa. Upward dog and downward dog is where we meet. Right leg in the air, open up that right hip, bend the knee. Keep the knee bent, keep the weight in both right and left arms. Let that right foot just hang back in space. And as you exhale, flip it back to center and step it all the way through. Turn your back foot on its side. Rise up for warrior one. Inhale and settle in here for a few breaths. So take your shoulders and your hips to square to the front of your mat. Your right knee is over the ankle, so bend that knee generously. And then place the back foot firmly on the floor so that pinky toe reaches to the floor. Some of us will need a wider stance. All right? If your arms don't touch, open them up and lift your heart up. And again, holding here, not your breath, just the pose. And lengthen the sides of your body, the sides of your waistline. One more breath. Good, now straighten your front leg and fold over it. Take a little step, hop in, and then bring your right hand inside the right foot. Spin open to the left side, left arm comes up. It's triangle pose. Big toe presses to the floor. Breathe in, breathe out. Now, we're going to come out of this slowly, so come on up to standing. Adjust yourself so your shoulders and your hips face the left side of your mat. So you might have to even adjust your feet a little bit more. Now, shoulders down, fingers reach in two directions. Move your hips to the left side, move your torso to the right side, and now come back into triangle. This time you may not touch the floor. Maybe your shoulders are stacking nice and strong, crown of the head back, as if the whole back side of your body were leaning against a wall. It's a great reach. Pull your knees up. Lift your torso up. So drive in that right side underneath your rib cage. Pull it up and in without adjusting, right? Without backing up or making it a back bend. One more breath. Exhale, release your hands to the floor. Spin your back foot forward. Lower your back knee to the floor. And bring the arms inside and just come maybe to your forearms. Maybe you're on a block. And today, yay, let's go onto the outer edge of that right pinky toe. If you want to stay here, stay here. Maybe you want to assist it a little bit with your hand and turn and look over your right side. Feel a nice, long, deep stretch into the left, releasing of the hips. Take another 2 breaths here. Listen to your bodies. If it tells you to back out, back out. If it tells you you got more, go for it. But don't force it. Release it, bring your hands to the floor. Hands separate on either side of the leg, left toe step back, right leg in the air, three-legged. Open up that right hip. Bend your knee, straighten, flex, and point. And then if you'd like to, look over your left shoulder, and if you like to flip your dog, here's a good time, or a dancer's bridge. Lift your heart up. You don't have to go over. Breathe in, breathe out. If you went over, rewind, right leg in the air, and four on the floor, downward facing dog. If you'd like to, wash it out with a vinyasa. Come on back up. When you're ready, we'll meet in downward dog. Breathe in. If you come a little closer, left leg in the air. Open that left hip, bend the knee. Keep your shoulders square. And then bring your left knee to your chest, step through. Turn the right foot on its side. Warrior one as we rise to stand. Check out the back leg. Check out the front knee. So the tendency for a lot of us is to back off of that front knee because, you know, our quads feel it. So bend your knee as much as you can. Press the right pinky toe down to the floor. Shoulders and hips are square to the front of your mat. Arms do not have to touch, right? If your shoulders are tight, they shouldn't touch because that's all you're going to do is lift up your shoulders. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale. Sink a little bit lower, exhale. One more breath. Now fold over your left leg and straighten it. Jump your back foot in a little bit, just enough. Left hand moves on the inside of the left leg. Right arm comes up, twist to the right side. So it's a triangle, but it's kind of a funky triangle. So we're going to adjust that in one more round. Look down, inhale. Rise up to stand facing the right side of your mat. Make whatever adjustments you think you might need to make with either foot. Shoulders and hips face the right side of your mat, arms are long. Inhale. Exhale, move your hips right, move your torso front. Reach out, reach out, reach out. Then come down. Breathe in, breathe out. So again, imagine that your whole back side of your body is against the wall. And now you're being pulled to the sky with your right arm and pulled down to the earth with your left arm, but there's no collapsing into your left side body. Looking good, Ellen, nice. E.T. Breathe in, breathe out. One more big breath. Look down. Let's just bring our hands on the inside of our left leg as we spin it around and lower the right knee down to the floor. You choose. Can you come onto the floor with your arms on a block, or do you need to stay upright? And for today, you can roll to the outer edges of your mat, of your foot. And maybe you want to take that left hand and guide it inward, or outward, actually. But, you know, it's like topsy-turvy day for me. Whatever I say, you might not want to listen to today. Yeah. Breathe in, breathe out. And then when you're ready, we're going to come on back. Hands to the floor. Spin it right back to center. Tuck the right toes under. And three-legged dog with the left leg in the air. Open up your hip, bend your knee. And relax your left foot. Just let it hang. Look over or under your right arm. And if you flip, go ahead and flip. You can keep that right leg out straight for dancer's bridge, or you can come into a full chakrasana wheel pose. One more breath. Good. Rewind, left leg in the air. Four on the floor and take a vinyasa or skip. Upward dog and downward dog. Bring your knees to the mat underneath you. Release your arms. Sit on your heels, child's pose. Let your shoulders break open over your legs. Inhale and exhale. Bless you. Chin to chest, roll up through your spine. Sit back on your heels. If this is uncomfortable for you, sit on a block. If this is uncomfortable for your knees, place a towel underneath them. All right, anything to help elevate your hips off of your heels or off of the floor. So the top of your foot and shin are down otherwise. Hands are going to come behind you. I like the fingers pointing in, but if that doesn't work for your shoulders, find a way that does. And then while you're here, it's kind of easy. It's just like we're hanging out. Now push your chest forward and your hips forward and arch back like camel. Sorry, Jane, we're doing a mini camel here, right? It's a little bit of a hybrid pose here, somewhere between virasana and camel. And maybe your head drops back. Maybe even your hips lift off your heels and you get a little bit more of that stretch into your quads, nice, and into the front of your shoulders, and a little more back bend. One more breath. Exhale, heels down, chin to chest. Put your forehead on your knees. Put the crown of your head to the floor. Hold on to your heels. And then roll up onto the top of your head. Lift your hips up off your heels. And come into Sarjangasana rabbit pose. There should be no weight in your head. All the weight should be pressing through the top of the foot and the shin and creating that rounded spine. Remember way back when, like you got punched in? So we're now rounding the spine again. One more breath. And then lower your heels, your hips to your heels. Release your arms behind you. Walk your arms out in front of you. Extended child's pose. Spread your fingers broad. Pull your shoulders apart. Feel the ribs opening up and spreading. The lower back opening up and spreading. One more breath. Inhale to hands and knees, tuck toes. Downward dog, hips up in the air. Oh, it should feel a little bit better. Come high on your toes, bend your knees, look towards the front of your mat. Make your way to the top of your mat, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold as you hang your head. Inhale, roll through your spine, rise up to standing, bring your hands to your heart, and bring your arms by your side. One round, Surya Namaskar V. Bend your knees, sweep the floor. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Exhale, hands to floor, shins or blocks, hang your head. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, make your way through plank, through chaturanga. Any modifications, any amplifications, downward facing dog. Right foot forward, left hip turns, warrior one, arms rise, inhale. Exhale through your chaturanga. So it's a long exhalation, it's a long move. Downward dog is where we meet that. Left foot steps, right foot turns, warrior one, inhale. Exhale through chaturanga, upward and downward facing dogs. And we meet back in down dog. Breathe in and breathe out. Good, inhale and exhale. Now this time we're going to walk our feet halfway up. Our hands are on the floor. Take that twist again. Right arm to left ankle, foot, or shin, and look under your left arm. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Make the rotation from the torso. Release it and switch to the other side. Back to center. Walk your hands to your feet. You're halfway in the mat. Lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. One more time. Lengthen your spine. Now lift your toes up. Slide your hands all the way underneath you for Padahastasana. Hand to foot pose. Good. Your Padasarmihasa. See if you can get all the way up to your wrists. I think that's Joe. So see if you can step all the way up so your big toe wraps around your wrist. Put a little pressure. Oh, I love your gong, Tamara. Maybe you could play that for us. And look forward one more time. Pull your chest away from your thighs. Exhale, fold over. Release your hands from your feet. Rise to your fingertips and bring your hands to your heart as you stand all the way up. Place your hands on your back and just give a little massage right above those kidneys. Heel toe your feet together. And then bring your arms down by your side. Balance on your left leg as you lift your right leg in the air. Flex the foot. Try to get the knee in line with the hip or maybe slightly higher. Now float that right leg behind you. Dip your belly and arch your back. Digasana, airplane pose. Let's do that again. Bring your hands into heart as you bring your right knee to your chest now. And let's float back, release the arms, open up your heart. Dip your belly. Let's do that one more time. Inhale. This time, we're going to extend the leg and the arms out in front and up and overhead. And then straight leg like a pendulum. Open up Digasana. Inhale. And as you exhale, let's fold to the floor. Left hand stays. Right hand moves to your hip. Turn towards the long side of your mat and the right side. Right arm comes up. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon balance. Use a block if your hamstrings are short, tight, or anything else. You can also be on your knees. Beautiful. Good. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon balance pose. Inhale. And exhale. Check out that left foot. Make sure it's not turning on its side. Now release your right hand. Square off your hips. My least favorite Some of you know this pose in yoga. Hips are squared. Right hand to floor or block. Left arm up. Twist. Parvrita. Ardha Chandrasana. I can tell by it, some of you don't like it either. And that's okay. Breathe in. Great job. 2 blocks. Guys, if you can get yourself blocks, you're in the right place. 1 more breath. Now, just where you are, step your right foot back 2 to 3 feet, and right hand can come inside or maybe outside of your leg or on a block, and twist your triangle pose. Take that left big toe and press it down to the floor. Find length through your torso. Make the rotation. Blocks are oh so useful here, outside or inside of your foot. Take another big breath in. And as you exhale, everything folds over that left leg. Move your block off to the other side, perhaps. And then round your spine. Pull your belly up to your spine. Look upwards towards your belly and put your forehead on your knee. Inhale, halfway lift. Step your right foot to your left foot. Separate your feet, open up, and drop your seat in Malasana. And if you cannot go all the way to the floor, maybe you sit on a block, or maybe you just come into a squat. Breathe. And we're just going to stay here for a few moments. Nothing crazy. Lift your chest up. Any variations here, if you want to take this into a crow pose, feel free to go there. Or today, we're just staying in Malasana, dropping the base and over pelvis down and just opening up and pulling knees against hips and knees against triceps and triceps against knees. 1 more breath. Good. Place the hands to the floor. Lift your hips up. If you're flying or doing anything else, join us back in Uttanasana, forward fold. And then ragdoll your body to stand. Come all the way up. Heel toe your feet together. Arms come up. Hands come in prayer. And arms by your side. Shifting your weight to your right leg. Left leg comes up. So try to line up the knee with the hip, or maybe slightly higher, flex the foot. As you exhale, kick back, Digasana, dip the belly, arch the back. Big toe of the right foot on the floor. Good. Inhale, bring it back into your chest, hands in prayer, still with the bent knee. Exhale, Digasana, hips drop, heart opens, let the leg fly. Inhale, bring the knee into the chest. Now extend the leg, extend the arms all the way up, and just pendulum that left leg forward. Heart opens, dip the belly, and fold down, hands to the floor. Right hand's going to stay, left hand comes to your hip. Open to the left side of your body, of your mat, and stack your shoulders once again. Ardha Chandrasana. Half moon balance. Beautiful. If you are very flexy, don't let that right knee, the standing leg, be hyperextended, so there's a soft bend into it. Good. Breathe in. So we're working at getting the shoulders stacked. 1 more big breath in Ardha Chandrasana. And now, left arm comes down. Left arm's going to stay down. Right arm's going to spin. Maybe you use a block, and we turn to the right side, so we're twisted. I mean, I'm twisted anyway, right? All the way. Good. This is a challenging pose, particularly if you're tight in your hips. Yeah? You say it again. Breathe in and breathe out. And now, right hand can come to the hip or keep it up as you step your right foot back. Is it right foot? I'm sorry, I'm on the other foot. Your left foot is back. Your right hand is at your hip or in the air, and we twist. I came out of the pose, I'm sorry. So maybe scissor squeeze those legs together. Right arm up, left arm down. Breathe in, breathe out. And now release your right hand to the floor. Soften your right knee enough that your forehead can rest on it. And put your forehead and knee together as best you can. Round your spine. Relax your neck and shoulders. Inhale. Rise to your fingertips. Step left foot to right foot. Exhale. Fold over your legs. Let's ragdoll to stand all the way up. Bring the arms all the way up overhead. Inhale. Bring hands to your heart center. Exhale. So if you're not at the top of your mat, take a short little journey. Come to the top of your mat. Last vinyasa. Inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, fold through center, hands to floor, shins to blocks. Halfway lift, inhale. Make your way through this final vinyasa. Maybe just of the class, some of you may be doing this again later. Who knows? Hips up in the air. Good. Bring your right knee to the floor, right underneath your hip. Swing the right shin to the left side. Bring the left knee behind the right knee. Swing that shin to the right side. If you need a block, grab it and you can sit on the block or sit on the floor. So if your top knee is very high, and now some of you might need to adjust your cameras, but if your top knee is very high, that's okay. I mean, if your hips are tight, that's okay. A block will help, but you may just want to work it in its natural place. Take your thumbs inside your inner foot and just give a little massage there, some pressure points to release. And then close your eyes and drop your chin towards your chest and drop your shoulders down. So actively, like Lori's hands are on your shoulders, pressing them down. Imagine the weight of that onto your body and just relax that neck away. Breathe in. Lift your chest up, arms up. Inhale, open your eyes. Exhale, bring your hands to prayer. Lean slightly forward again, and left elbow is going to hook outside right thigh. Thumbs to the heart. Now, if you're satisfied here, you can stay. And this is where we're supposed to be, but some of you may even want to go back into an arm balance. So you would lift your hips and tuck your toes and just come into that scissor side crow variation, right? And that's just for fun, but you don't have to do that. Right now we're really working on a hip movement and twist, or hip opening. Breathe in and out. And then come on back to center. Release your hands to the floor. If you're sitting on a block, lift up. Tuck your toes under, funky downward dog. And then release your feet, downward facing dog. Bring the left knee to the floor underneath your hips. Swing that left shin to the right. Right knee behind you, swinging. It's like the scarecrow. Which way did they go, right? That's what you look like. Take your thumbs to the instep and just gently massage, because we can't go to foot massage places right now, I don't think. So we'll give ourselves our massage. And then just notice, again, are you leaning to one side or the other? If you need to level it out, sit on a block, sit on blankets. Bring the arms overhead, inhale. Bring prayer to your heart, exhale. Lengthen before you twist and then hook that right arm outside the left thigh. If you did take an arm balance on the other side, feel free and even it out on this side. If you're thinking, is she crazy? I wouldn't do an arm balance from this. I'm like settling in now. Then stay where you are. Breathe in and breathe out. Relax the shoulders, find length in the spine. Find that rotation, one more breath. Good, come on back to center slowly. Bring the arms up overhead. Exhale, come forward, funky downward dog, just to release the knees. And then release your feet, four on the floor, downward facing dog. Inhale. And exhale, come to high plank. And I said we had our last vinyasa, and I'm not kidding, so lay down on your belly now. Stay in a low cobra, arms are right by your ribs. Crown the head forward. Exhale, push your pubic bone down. And then lift your hands off the floor, lift your feet off the floor. Lift a little higher with your torso, lift a little higher with your legs. Squeeze elbows in, crown the head forward, toes back. One more time, lift a little higher in both directions. And as you exhale, come down, turn your left ear to the floor, arms by your side, palms up. Shimmy your hips in, turn your toes in, and just relax. Take your forehead to the floor. Your arms are still reaching back towards your feet. Now bend your knees and flex your feet. Bring your knees and ankles together. And if you can, reach for them, maybe one at a time or maybe two together. Start with your legs on the floor. Lift your chest up and pull your feet away. So it's like I'm standing on your legs and I'm pulling your shoulders back. Legs are down for the first one. Pull your heart up, up, up. Pull your feet away. The more you pull your feet away, the more you might get extension in your spine. As you exhale, release your right ear to the floor. Toes turn slightly pigeon. Rock and roll your hips from side to side. Let your palms rest upward. And let it all go. Back bending. a lot of messages to us, right? And then come on back, forehead to center. Bring your feet together, knees together. Bend the knees, flex the feet. Reach around and grab. You can change the grip if you'd like. And now push down through your pubic bone. Lift your chest up. And see if you can kick your legs up into the air. Flex your feet. And some of you might want to rock a little bit. Get a little higher. Good. Pull those knees close together. Pull those feet away. Pull, 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 pull. And then exhale. Let it all go. Push back to child's pose. Roll up to sitting. Bring your legs out in front of you. I'm just going to change my mat. You guys stay exactly as you are. Legs out in front of you, Dandasana, staff pose. Walk it out so that you're sitting in front of your sitting bones. Hands by your side, giving you length in your spine. Flex your feet nice and tall. Inhale. And exhale. Oh, yes, thank you. Good. Sitting up in staff pose. How's that? Can you see me, Tamara? Yeah? Okay. Arms down, chest up. Good. Now, keep your legs nice and firm. Pull your toes up to your face. Pull your kneecaps up, so engage your quadriceps and push your quadriceps into your hamstrings and your hamstrings into the floor so you have a really firm leg. And then bring the arms out in front of you without moving your spine. Inhale, nice and tall. Exhale, now point your toes. Pull your belly in like we did a couple of times way back when as well. And then scoop out your belly, but just go part of the way down. Just feel the contraction. Good. Inhale, lift yourself up, flex your feet. Exhale, chin to chest, round your spine. Go down a little bit further, maybe to your waistline. If you're like me, I have a high waist, so it's a long way down. Flex your feet, lift back up, inhale, long spine. Exhale, point your toes, round your spine. Go back down to the tips of your shoulder blades. So your little angel wings, bring your hands behind your head. Flex your feet. Look towards your toes. Pull your heels away from you. Pull that belly into the spine. One more breath. And then let everything come to the floor. Release your arms. Release your legs. A short little shavasana. Don't get too excited. Bend your knees, feet on the floor. Take your feet as wide as the short edge of your mat and let both knees fall to the right side. Take your right ankle, if you'd like, cross it on top of the left thigh. Just working gravity and the weight of your leg to bring that left leg towards the floor. I never say to the floor because it's not going to work for all of us. Breathe in, breathe out. See if you can soften and just let go of that left leg. Let it just drop to the floor. And take another breath. Keep your leg crossed. Walk yourself back to center. Cross the right leg all the way over the left leg and let your knees fall to the left side now. Spinal twist. If that's too much for anybody, undo the twist. If you need more, double up the twist. Bring your knees closer to your chest. So there's always, again, there's always a way to make it more intensified or less. One more big breath. When you come back to your back, release your right leg and bring the soles of your feet together, Baddha Konasana, Supta Baddha Konasana. Bring your arms together overhead in the same position. So you're in a diamond shape with your hands, you're in a diamond shape with your legs. Good. Bring your arms up into the air, palms together, thumbs crossed. Inhale, lift your head and shoulders and reach your arms towards the front of your, or towards your toes. And let's do a couple little crunches here for 8, 7, breathe, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, not your breath. Exhale, head down, arms down. Take a hold of the outside of your legs and bring the knees together. Hug them into your chest, grab a hold of your shins, toes, or ankles. And then place your feet on the floor as wide as your mat. So your pinkies are on the edges of your mat. Let your knees fall to the left side. Take your left ankle and place it above your right knee. If that's too much for you, don't do it. You have to notice what's right for you. This is a practice about you, not about your ego, but about what feels right. Let your body tell you where to be. Now come back to center, cross left leg all the way over right, and let the knees fall to the right side. Again, double it up if you want more action in the hip and back. Undo it if you need less. Breathe. Just let gravity take over here. Don't force it. Good. Uncross before you come back to center. Soles of the feet together. They don't have to be very close to the groin. Arms overhead in a diamond shape as well, so your arms and legs are doing the same position. Tuck your tailbone under so your back gets a little closer to imprinting. Take a breath and bring your arms up over your chest. Lift your head and shoulders, reach towards your toes, and give me 8 more pulses. 8, 7, 6, 5. Don't forget to breathe. 3, 2, 1, and come back. Hug your knees into your chest. Grab a hold of the fingers, wrists, forearms, elbows. Maybe flex your feet and grab the bottoms of your feet and let yourself come up into a nice big rounded ball spine. Breathe. Release your hands and feet. Lift your feet up to the air. Now relax your feet. Don't point, don't flex. Let your tailbone sink to the floor. Let your belly pull to your spine and ribs towards your hips. So my knees are all soft, my legs are relaxed, and I'm just kind of hanging out here. Good, just let gravity again do its job. Let your legs melt into your hips, into your pelvis. And then bring your arms by your side, either underneath your hips or right by the side of your hips. Bring your legs together again. Now a little more action in the legs as you point your toes. Lower your feet towards the floor when they come down. Rest up on your forearms, top of the head, maybe to the floor. Take that bottom jaw over the top jaw and just stretch out your neck. Oh, I wish I had done this when I was younger. When you're ready to come out of it, bring your chin to your chest and roll down. One more hug of the knees. And if you like to take another spinal twist side to side, take the same thing on either side, or just rest on your back, come into your final Shavasana. Scan your body from head to toe, from top to bottom, from side to side. And notice if there's any tension. If you need something to cover your eyes, cover your body. If it's chilly for you, make it a comfortable place. So comfortable enough that you can totally release. I shall be released. You have the luxury of staying in Shavasana longer. Please just turn me off and stay. It's the greatest gift you can give yourself. If, however, you have to start making your way out of this shape, start to move your fingers and toes as you deepen your breath. yourself onto a side. You choose the comfortable side today. A lot of yogi's choice today. And when you're ready, come back to seated. Touch your hands to your heart center. Bow your chin in gratitude. Gratitude to yourselves for giving to yoga. And my gratitude to all of you for sharing your energies with me and following and allowing me to guide you and share with you. I learn as much from you as you learn possibly from me. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om peace, peace, peace to all. And now bow down to each other, to the beauty, the peace, the love, the light within each one of us. Namaste, Sat Nam. Go in peace. Have a wonderful Saturday, or whenever you're watching this. Have a great day. Stay home, stay fit, stay healthy.